So your modification list this week is a little bit longer than last week, partly because we have a lot more low body this week with big range of motion, and also because I'm hoping that we're going to be able to start working a little bit back in towards some of these exercises. So I wanted to make sure we went through them and talked about them. So in workout 1, you have 4 exercises that are either slightly modified or completely different. The first one that is on the list for Kathleen is an alternating reverse lunge with the orange band T-pull. So I want you to give the lunges a try this week, but significantly change your range of motion. So as you step back, I really want you to just go to a slight catch position is what I like to call this. It's what you would step back into if you were about to go into a big lunge, but you're kind of catching your balance. So from there, it's just gonna be catch, pull, and then switch legs because we're alternating. Catch, pull. So it's a very, very light range of motion, okay? I really don't want you going past this today. If this feels great on your next workout, workout 2, Wednesday, whenever that is, you can add an inch or 2 more. But I need to know if this position, this little bit of a bend we're gonna work with today causes an issue, all right? The next exercise on there for Kathleen is an alternating lateral lunge. That one I definitely don't want you doing yet, but I want to start working a little bit of lateral by turning it into a lateral squat. So we still have our orange band, and this one is the sword pull, but it's the sword pull to the inside. So when you step back into, or you step sideways laterally, you're not going to step to a lunge. We're trying to limit how much lateral work we're putting on that knee. I know that's a big trigger on it. So we're going to step into a squat. So once you plant that foot, we're just taking that minuscule squat again. Outside hand is going to be on your hip, and you're sword pulling toward your stationary leg. So if I'm facing you here, if I step to the right, slight catch or bend, slight bend, hand to that right side, and you are sword pulling to the other side. So that inside side gets the sword pull. But again, we're looking for a couple inches. Think just catch. You can even step, stop, and then drop if you're nervous about catching yourself a little bit laterally. Either way, give it a try. The next one is completely different because I don't want you curtsy lunging. I want an alternating straight leg deadlift with a diagonal pull. So our diagonal pull, like in the video that Kathleen watched, is the double arm pull. So it's that sword position, but we're sword pulling on both sides at the same time. So you're just gonna take your straight leg deadlift, like we've been working quite a bit of, and when you get to the top, we're gonna pull. Switch sides, straight leg deadlift, and pull. All right, last one on the list is a band lateral squat again, but we have our abduction. So this one, I believe you're just gonna stay stationary on. We're gonna turn it into a step into that squat, just like we did on the lateral lunges earlier. So I want you to step out, little bit of a catch, then it's abduction from that shoulder. Step out, little catch, abduction. If you're looking for a little bit more resistance, I know that by limiting your range of motion, kind of kills the intensity of some of your workouts. If you're looking for a little extra, this is one of the exercises that you can add to by making your arm a little tighter, but also forcing your arm to stay out wide the whole time. So instead of letting it completely relax from that abduction, keep it pointed out to the front. So then you step, press, and then it stays at that perpendicular angle, pointing straight out to the front. That'll create quite a bit more of a burn on that shoulder and help you feel like you're doing a little bit more. All right, so that's workout 1. Workout 2 has a few more full substitutions. So the first one is a straight leg deadlift with a dumbbell lat raise. You know this one, you've been doing this one a lot. So it's just that straight leg deadlift. You can either lat raise at the top, or if you haven't been doing this, you can take it as a reverse fly or a reverse lateral raise when you're down. Either way, if you want to add a little bit of something different to that. Ooh, that scared me. Next exercise, controlled range of motion squat. So Kathleen has the double squat with the kettlebell right now. I absolutely don't want you doing that one. I want you to start working back with our squats, but with a very controlled range. So earlier we were talking about sitting an inch or 2 in workout 1. If that all went well, workout 2, you can add another inch or 2, but I want you really slow and controlled. Slow and controlled. She's gonna have a total of 20 squats. I only want you doing 10. So time-wise, you're probably gonna end up at about the same. Next, on the sub list. No.
Love you, happy Friday. Happy Friday.
See you later. Next on your list of substitution is your alternating knee lifts. So she's got jumping jacks going. I don't really want you jumping just yet, especially because that jumping jack has that lateral motion, and I know that that's not a good position to be in. But I want your cardio to be there. So we're gonna take an alternating knee lift, hands behind the head, opposite knee to elbow. Her 15 jumping jacks, gonna be pretty quick. So your goal is how quickly can you get 15 to each side. So really try to pick up your pace on those. I know it's not gonna match her movement exactly, but I want you to move as fast as you can. Next on the list, you are going to keep with the stationary lunge, upward chop that she's doing, but with extremely modified range of motion. So on that upward chop that you saw in the video, outside leg is in front, back leg behind, obviously. Our band attachment is low, I just didn't move mine. And we're going up and across. So on Kathleen's, she's dropping down into that lunge and then pulling up and across. For you, I want you to add movement, but I want it to be very small. Inch or 2, up and across, back to a stand. Remember, most of our increased effort today and kind of trial period is going into those controlled squats. So I don't want you also adding a whole lot in these lunges. So easy on the range. From there, the last one that's on the list there is our squat to high row for Kathleen. You're gonna take just the high row. This week we'll have had quite a bit of an increase in low body movement for you anyway, so I don't wanna add any kind of squatting to here. So just a nice stable position underneath you and a nice big high row. If you're looking for a little extra challenge and those shoulders are feeling pretty good, you're welcome to take this to a heavier band. I don't really want you to switch to dumbbells because it's a different kind of resistance. I want you to grab your band, and then you can take a heavier band. If you do take a heavier band, instead of holding onto the handles, keep your hands on the band itself because it will allow you to still get a nice heavy resistance straight up versus having to back up really far because your band is long. So I don't want the pull coming diagonally back. I want that pull coming from right underneath you. So straight up on that high row. All right, please let me know how this workout goes at the beginning of the week. If you're able to get a little bit lower, how it feels. Make sure to ice your knee a couple times after your workout throughout the day and on Tuesday, the next day. And then if things are feeling great, add a little bit more on that Wednesday. Let's see if we can keep you working in the right direction. All right, have a great week, guys.